walking by, I'm mesmerized by these lines. I'm so high, they walking by, I'm mesmerized by these lines.